Good afternoon, amazing viewers. Have you ever come across your landlord just giving you a quick notice? After 3 months, you observe this same landlord put the house on rent on a higher price by just renovating something very little. Or have you ever come across someone buying a plot of land, splitted the land into two, and decided to sell it higher than the price they bought it? That scenario that just happened is called land and house flipping, and it's highly lucrative. And you can make more than 30 to 50% profit within just short period of time. So this is another part of real estate that gives you consistent return on investment within a stipulated time. You know how to manage the fund. If you have experts that can definitely teach you or put you through on how to manage funds. Now, today I was talking about house flipping and land flipping. How can you deal with land flipping? How can you deal with house flipping and make huge return on investment on these two businesses? Now, number one, I'm talking about house flipping. House flipping is the process of you buying a property, a building that is not up to standard, or possibly the part of the buildings are not well constructed, or they are carcass of building, and you developing it all up the property to a perfect form, and you sell it higher than the price you actually bought it and the expenditure spent on it. Now, let me give you a good example. I'll be making mention of Agege, Lagos, for instance. You can decide to buy a building opposite Agege Express Road. Possibly the house is not in a good form. You are buying it for 6 million naira, good example. You can renovate the building, put it to a modern one, and sell it for above 20 million naira, making a profit of 5 to 10 million naira range. Now, how do you do this? Number one thing you have to look at is the location. Before buying any property, you have to be very sure that the environment you are buying are places that are good for industrial. For instance, what are industrial properties? Industrial properties are properties that can put on either lease for companies, for hospitals, for schools, etc. Meaning that commercial people are those that can patronize, not just rent. It should be a place that you can put on Airbnb, meaning that you can put it on for short let. So before buying any building, be 100% sure of the location you are buying, that place can be put on either Airbnb, either short let, either a long time lease for commercial, and you can make high return on investment on it. So after considering that location, the next thing you have to go for is go for negotiation. How do you go for negotiation? Number one, you meet the landlord or the owner of the property that they want to put it on sale. You try to negotiate to 50% of the asking price. From the 50% of the asking price, highest you go for 70% and you buy. Don't pay your money outrightly. Ensure you pay minimum of 30 or 40% of the agreed price. Don't pay up to 50%. Maximum you should pay 40% and have a payment plan, minimum of 3 months, maximum of any amount you could actually afford. And after negotiating for a lower percentage of the agreed price, then you write a proposal letter. The seller signs and you also sign. Then you do due diligence on the property. Ensure that this property is not under litigation. You have not used the document to go and take a loan. For instance, you can know that by asking for the original document. If the land is having C of O, you check the C of O in land if it's genuine. You also check if it's not under acquisition. It's possible government is the owner of the land you're actually selling. You also check if the landlord have not given the property to the developers. Possibly, developers are the ones that actually construct the building and they are having returns on their own investment when they actually had an agreement. So ensure that every information are gotten right before making payment. Then you go ahead and make 50% or 40% payment, depending on your agreement with the landlord or the owner of the property. Then you ensure that all the tenants leave the apartment. Then you move further to reconstruction. Change all the windows to a modern ones. Change part of the roofs. For instance, if there are old roofs there, change to a modern roofs. Change the ceiling to POP, put good lighting, ensure the whole compound are interlock or plaster, then change the fence. Now, things that actually brings about development of a building or renovation of a building or price increase of a buildings are windows, the roofing sheet, the POP or the ceiling. So change from ceiling to POP, the water system, the compound and the fence. When these things have changed, you have changed all these things, then you move further to selling the property times 2 of the price you have invested on the property. Ensure these things are done within the duration you had with the landlord. Ensure the whole property are fixed and you put it in the market. Take note, as you are innovating, you start seeing buyers coming. Make sure that this is what you do. How to get a fast buyer. You design the proposed design of the property on a flex, then you print it, put it at the front, and you write for sale there. Meaning that anybody passing by will know that this is what you are planning to do on the building and you want to sell it. They start contacting you, you have their contact, and you guys close a deal even before you are done with the construction. 100% is possible. Now you move down to land flipping. How do we flip land? How do you make profit on land? Land, more like housing, has more issues like possibly acquisition, possibly litigation. A lot of problems might be on land because it's vacant and there has been nobody on that land for a while. So how do you flip a land? The first thing, you ensure that there is a lawyer involved in this kind of deal. Even the first deal I mentioned, which is house flipping, there must be a lawyer also. So on land flipping, there must be a lawyer. Ensure there is proper due diligence. Let your lawyer ensure that all documents are intact and genuine. That is the first thing you do. The next thing you do, you move further to negotiation. You try to negotiate below the real value of the land. After negotiation, then you fence. If the land has not been fenced before, you fence it. Possibly, the size of the land is 600 square meter. You can cut it into two, and you sell each land above 70% of the purchase price. Let me quickly explain this. If you buy the land for 10 million naira, after perimeter fencing has been done, you fix gate for each land. You can divide the land into two, 300 square meter, 300 square meter, as I said earlier, 600 square meter. Now put gates at each land. Then you can sell each land for 7 million, meaning that profit of 4 million naira is possible on this transaction. Now you can even sell higher, but meaning that if you want to sell immediately, you purchase the land, you can sell 70% higher than the average of price of the purchase price, meaning that 7 million naira per plot, which is 14 million naira for a 2 plots for a land you bought 10 million naira. This can be done within 3 months and you make your high profit. I am Mr. by Emmanuel. I can assist you without passing through all this stress. All you just have to do is to invest your money with me. We can put you through. We do it together. Your first trial together by you just bringing your money on board. We buy a project you desire, and I will put you through on how to do this at least for the first time. Your second project, I will ensure that I also supervise you. Your third project, then you can start moving and doing house flipping and making huge money from house and land flipping together. Let's make well together in real estate industry. It's not hard. It's about just investing and doing it right. I'm Mr. by Emmanuel, co-founder of Blessed International. Thank you.